She gave birth to a girl with immunity to a zombie fungus infection that can save humanity.
I gave birth to her before I was bitten. Her name is Ellie.
Hello everyone, Kino Jack is in touch and this is a short retelling of the 9th final episode of the zombie series One of Us. So this wonderful post-apocalyptic series has come to an end. Thanks to everyone who was with me from the first episode. I will ask you to pump this issue as much as possible with your like and any comments. A second of your time will send the video to recommendations. Enjoy watching. 14 years ago, a heavily pregnant woman named Anna runs through the woods during labor. She stays at the agreed meeting place in an abandoned farmhouse, but finds no one there and she has to lock herself in a room. Hearing the screams of the infected outside the room, she arms herself with a knife and begins to give birth, while the infected runs in and rushes at her. Anya manages to kill the infected with a blade, and at that moment her child is born. Realizing that she was bitten during the fight, she quickly cuts the umbilical cord and picks up the baby, whom she lovingly calls Ellie. Later that night, Marlon and another firefly arrive to find Anna still holding Ellie in her arms. After learning about her bite, Anna, despite Marlon's doubts, insists that she cut the umbilical cord before she was bitten. Knowing that she will soon lose her mind from the infection, she asks Marlene to kill her and take Ellie away, making her promise to find someone who will take care of her. Marlon sadly gives the baby or the firefly, and then puts Anna to sleep. Nowadays, sullenly, Ellie goes with Joel to Salt Lake City. Joel, who has already adopted Ellie as his child, tries to cheer her up by reminding her of the happy moments of their journey by getting another jar of Chef Boyardee and offering to teach her to play the guitar. Ellie looks happy, but the events in Silver Lake still haunt her. Climbing an abandoned building in search of a way to the hospital, they stumble upon a giraffe and communicate with him, the sight of which briefly lifts their spirits. While they're admiring the view, Joel remarks that they don't have to go to the hospital, that they might as well go back to Jackson and reunite with Tommy. Ellie promises that she will follow Joel wherever he wants, but insists that they finish their journey first, claiming that they have gone too far and done too much to turn back. As they walk through an abandoned army hospital, Joel stops and tells Ellie the truth about the gunshot wound to the head that he had previously told her about. Instead of being killed in a fight, it was a suicide attempt caused by Sarah's death, as he once thought he had nothing left to live for. At the last second, he flinched. Ellie guesses that he's telling her this story to tell her that time heals all wounds, but Joel expertly tells her it wasn't time that did it. As they continue the conversation, he asks her to tell him some more unfortunate puns. Distracted, they don't notice the two guards chasing them until one of them throws a grenade and Joel soon passes out. Joel wakes up in the hospital, where he is met by Marlene, who expresses her stunned gratitude to him for accompanying Ellie. Joel asks to see Ellie, but Marlene says she can't take him to her, as she is preparing for surgery. The chief doctor believes that Ellie's immunity is caused by the growth of cordyceps, which has been in her since birth, releasing a chemical messenger that deceives the infection, making her think that she is already infected. The doctor hopes to reproduce the chemical messenger in the laboratory, which will allow the creation of drugs. However, Joel knows that cordyceps grows in the brain, which means that Ellie will die during surgery. Marlon insists they have no other options as Ellie is the only immune person they have found. She notes that she understands Joel's devotion to Ellie, because all these years ago he made a promise to Anna keepers. She instructs two of her armed men to take Joel out of the hospital onto the highway, telling them to kill him if he tries to do anything. However, Joel manages to neutralize one of the men and kill both. Intending to save her at any cost, Joel breaks through the hospital, killing all the fireflies he meets on his way, including those who try to surrender. Arriving at the operating room just at the moment when everyone is ready, he demands that the surgeons unhook or from the equipment. The chief surgeon tries to threaten Joel with a scalpel, but Joel simply kills him, prompting the frightened nurses to obey. Joel picks up Ellie and takes her to the hospital garage, where he finds a car. However, Marlon stops him at gunpoint. Marlon insists that Joel can't protect her from trouble forever. In this case she has a chance to change the world for the better by her death. Joel objects that Marlene can't make this choice for her. But Marlon points out that Joel can't either, and they both know that Ellie would choose to sacrifice herself. She lowers the gun and offers Joel a chance to make the right decision. The scene switches to Joel calmly driving away from Salt Lake City. While he thoughtfully looks out the window or stirs in the back seat, still in a hospital gown and confused about what happened after anesthesia. Joel says that the Fireflies found several more immune people like her, but the doctors couldn't make medicines, and they gave up. The hospital was attacked by raiders, and he had to flee with Ellie. Ellie asks if Marlene is okay. The flashback shows that Joel shot Marlene as soon as she lowered the gun. When he heard her struggling after she put him in the car, he came back to finish her off. Marlene begged for the last time to let her go, but Joel just told her that she would come for Ellie anyway and killed her. After a while, the car breaks down a few hours away from Jackson, forcing Joel to finish the journey on foot. As they walk, Joel tells Ollie about Sarah, commenting that they are both very different, but would like each other. When they approach Jackson stops. She explains to Joel her previous statement that she killed someone, telling him about how she and Riley were bitten at the mall, and admits that she was forced to kill Riley after she converted. She reminds him of how many people were killed because of their meeting, including Tess and Sam, and begs him to swear that he was telling the truth about what happened at the hospital. Joel tells her he swears. Even though Ellie knows for sure that he's lying, he just answers well.